The United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, also referred to as the UNCRC, is the most complete statement of child rights ever produced. It is the most globally accepted standard on children's rights, as well as the most widely approved international human rights treaty in history. The UNCRC is a guiding light for all child protection agencies, including PathFinders. The UNCRC consists of 41 articles that detail a different type of right. 4 of these articles are known as general principles and fundamental if a child is to secure all other rights. Article 2, all children must be guaranteed of their rights without any discrimination. Also, Article 3, that the best interest of the child must be a primary consideration in all actions concerning the child. Article 6, that every child has the right to life, survival, and development, as well as Article 12, the child's views must be considered and taken into account in all matters that affect him or her. All UNCRC articles are commonly grouped by 4 themes. The first, survival. This includes the right to life and access to the most basic needs, such as shelter, nutrition, and access to medical services. Also development, including the right to education, and protection from all forms of abuse, neglect, and exploitation, including special care for children, refugee children. And finally, participation, which involves a child's freedom to express their opinion and to assemble peacefully. To facilitate an in-depth and broad-based exploration of the links and synergies between the Sustainable Development Goals and the Convention on the Rights of the Child, UNICEF completed a mapping in 2016. If we use the same example, Goal 16, as we did in the video on what are the Sustainable Development Goals, it maps the 2 of the SDG targets relevant for our work at PathFinders and to the UNCRC articles. For example, Sustainable Development Goal 16.9, which relates to providing legal identity for all, including birth registration, to UNCRC Article 7, stating a child should be registered immediately after birth and have the right from birth to a name, nationality, and, as far as possible, to know and to be cared for by his or her parents. At PathFinders, we support children like Netra to acquire a birth certificate and their right to an identity, including nationality. In Netra's case, as she didn't have a birth certificate, she spent the first 4 years of her life without an identity. This meant that she was never able to go to school or access public services like healthcare. With PathFinders' support, Netra was able to ensure her father, a Hong Kong PR resident, was listed on her birth certificate. This enabled her to also receive a Hong Kong ID and permanent resident status. She was then able to access the healthcare and education she was entitled to.